Hi Ben, you okay?
Yeah, good, you?
Back playing again after a difficult period and back in the England squad. Do you feel as though this is your chance to make up for lost time in an England shirt? Just how difficult has this period been for you? Are you hoping for a change of luck?
I mean, whenever you get called up, of course, you want to, do yourself proud, do your family proud, play well for your country, and I think, it's no different this time. I'm here to do a job. Of course, I'm absolutely delighted to get called up and just focused on two very important games. And if I get the opportunity to help the team, I'll give my best and hopefully do that.
Mentally, how difficult has the last few months been for you? Have you had to really dig deep through the World Cup knowing that you'd missed that opportunity?
I think, of course, mentally, it's very challenging. I think all footballers go through periods of their career where things are mentally challenging, and you've got to be resilient. You've got to be strong and try and come through it and come out the other side stronger. And that's pretty much the way I've tried to look at the injuries I've had, missing the World Cup, kind of trying to spin them into positive situations where I can better myself mentally, physically, so that when I do come back playing, I'm ready to help Chelsea and England as well.
Reece James had a similar experience missing the World Cup. Did you lean on each other for support, and how pleased are you for you to see him back in the squad as well?
Yeah, equally, very pleased to see him back. Know what a great player Reece is, and in a kind of weird way, it was nice that we had each other during that time, because it was someone that you could share the pain, so to speak, of missing a World Cup with, and we helped each other a lot through that experience, and yeah, obviously we've come out stronger, and we're both playing well for our club at the moment, and hopefully we can help do well this week with the team here at England.
Gareth Southgate has talked about the lack of depth in the left-back position, so yours is quite a timely return. But you and Luke Shaw now, do you think you can really push each other for the good of the team?
Yeah, I've said it in the past. I think one of the keys to a strong squad and a successful squad is when you have two or three people in each position that are all pushing each other, and that competition for places, I think, is very important in all successful teams. And of course, we want to be one of them very successful teams in the near future. So if we're going to have that competition for places in, for example, left back, what you're talking about now, it can only be a good thing, and hopefully me and Luke can push each other.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. Go to John Murray.
Hi, Ben. Did you actually watch the World Cup matches then?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, of course. It's difficult when you miss out on a World Cup, but at the end of the day, I'm an England supporter above all else. That's what I've been an England supporter my whole life. So, of course, I watched the games. We were actually at a training camp in Abu Dhabi with Chelsea for the knockout games, and yeah, I mean, like I said, of course, I'm an England fan. So, yeah, I was definitely cheering the team on. Was
Reece James back with the squad at that point, or not? With Chelsea?
With Chelsea, yeah.
So you watched it together? Yeah,
we watched it as a team, really. They put up a big screen in the hotel, and all the boys and the staff, we all sat down after dinner and would watch all the games every night. So it was nice that we got to do that together.
So it must have been conflicting emotions then for you.
Yeah, of course. When you've got teams that, a lot of different nationalities at Chelsea and a lot of different players supporting different teams, but of course it's all in, a light-hearted nature. The banter that we shared watching the games as arch nations, so to speak. And yeah, I mean, it was nice that we all got to watch the games together, like I said.
For somebody who's won the Champions League, how much of it is it an ambition for you to do something, succeed with England as well?
Yeah, I'm desperate to. The same way I think everyone here is desperate to win something with England. Fortunately, I've been lucky enough to experience winning a major trophy in the Champions League, and I had a taste of that feeling of winning such a big trophy, and of course I want that feeling again. And, I'm going to give my best over the next 12, 13 months up into the Euros to help, help myself, and when I get the opportunity to help England, hopefully I can do that. And yeah, I'm not the only one that definitely feels that, we're due to win one of these big trophies soon, and hopefully we can.
And what's the message been from Gareth Southgate this week when you've come together, first squad after the World Cup, when it's such a challenging start, these first two matches?
I think that really, it's just a reset. We had a meeting yesterday. It's a reset, time to, obviously look back at the World Cup, but, we've got to move on and take confidence from the World Cup, really. Obviously, as a supporter watching, I think the France game was one that, I think in a positive way the boys should look at and think that, they were the better team and they should have won. And, we can take that confidence going forward and know that we're now fighting against the big teams in the later rounds of competitions. And, we're all of these tournaments that we've played in recently for our clubs and countries are all great experiences going into the Euros.
Cheers, John. Fair.
Hi, Ben.
Hi.
Was there like a reset meeting? I mean, obviously you weren't out in Qatar, but the players that were, it's the first time they've all met up together, first time the injured players have been back. Have you had a kind of team meeting of, right, we start again now for Euro 2024?
Yeah, of course. Like I said, you kind of look back at what an amazing experience the World Cup was, and you look at the positives that you can take moving forward, things potentially to work on, and then literally get to work. We've got the Euros coming up in realistically such a short period of time. It's going to go so fast between now and then, and we don't have a long time to prepare, a limited amount of camps that we have together, so we need to make sure that when we're here, we're working as hard as we can on the pitch, in meetings, just bonding as a team away from all of that, just to make sure that, we're giving ourselves the best opportunity for that tournament come the summer.
And you said you were desperate to succeed for England because of the misfortune you had with the World Cup, not getting to play during the Euros last year. Do you feel as if you have a point to prove in an England shirt?
I wouldn't say a point to prove. I'd say I feel like I know, my qualities. I know what hopefully I can bring to the team. I'm confident that I can help the team, and I think that's where my headspace is at. Not that I need to prove a point, but potentially that, I want to help the team. Like I said, I'm an England fan, and I want to, help the team to hopefully win trophies in the future.
What is it you need to do in order to cement your starting spot? You talked about competition being good and you pushing each other. What do you feel you need to do?
I mean, honestly, not really change much. I just need to keep working hard. When I get the opportunities to play for Chelsea, give my best for the team there. When I come here, be professional in everything I do. Talk in meetings if I need to talk in meetings, train hard, and just work hard. And hopefully when I get the opportunity to play for England, I can, give the manager a bit of a headache. And that, like I said, that competition for places is very important. The headaches that we can give the manager potentially are a positive for the team.
Brilliant. Thank you, Ben.
Mark, next.
Hi, Ben. You mentioned Faye mentioned it there. What's harder, being in a Euro squad and not managing to get on the pitch, or having to watch from afar when the boys are in Qatar?
I think both are difficult in their own ways. But like I said, I tried to spin all of these situations that could potentially be looked at as negatives. I tried to spin them into where I could improve myself, mentally, physically. I just worked hard on myself so that when I was back on the pitch for Chelsea and, back in these camps, that I was, as ready as I could be.
And you mentioned mentality earlier on, and I know a couple of years ago you spoke so well about mental health and everything like that. Was the World Cup another challenge for you in that regard? Yeah,
of course. It's a different kind of challenge because the Euros I was there, the World Cup, obviously wasn't there. So, it's a different kind of challenge that you have to embrace. It kind of gets sprung on you, so you don't have much time to adapt. And like I said, I think the main thing that that I tried to help myself with was how I could turn that situation into a positive. And that was, what kind of got me through that time, was, just working on myself, as a footballer, as a person, kind of just getting away from it, spending a lot of time with my family. It was kind of nice to get away from it for a little bit and just reset. And mentally now that I'm back playing, I do feel that I feel a lot more fresh and just ready to go again.
And since you spoke so openly and earnestly about mental ill health, I think it's fair to say there's less of a stigma now, especially amongst men, amongst elite athletes. That must be a pleasing thing to see. Yeah,
for sure. I've been talking to someone for a few years now, and I think the stigma around it is silly, really, especially with men in football in particular. I think, as myself, someone that has been talking to someone for a few years now, and just the way that it's helped me, I think it can definitely help everyone. And like I said, just the the stigma around it is something that is potentially needs to go.
Thanks all. Any further questions in the live section? Take the last couple from the back from Matt.
Hi, Ben. There's obviously this rivalry that can be built up between yourself and Luke, two players who are kind of battling out for the same spot. Can you just separate how the two of you are different on the pitch? Where do your strengths sit and where do Luke's strengths sit? Where would you say you might be able to create some kind of advantage for yourself?
I think that's probably a question that you're going to have to ask the manager. Like I said, I know stuff that I can bring to the team. I'm sure Luke also knows stuff that he can bring to the team, but I think it's more about supporting each other, making sure that when either of us is given the opportunity to play, that we give everything for the team and show them strengths that the manager sees in us. And also, I think as a player, it's our responsibility to find out stuff that the manager wants us to work on, so that we can improve them and help the team and help ourselves with the hopeful opportunities to play.
So it's your responsibility to find out what the manager wants from you. Have you found out what the manager wants from you?
I've had conversations with him where he thinks I can improve and things like that. And yeah, I think they're things that stay in the dressing room. They're things that I go away from and work on, and then try and, like I said, work on them, improve, and then when I get the opportunity to play, can show him that I've improved in that scenario and give him a bit of a headache going on into the future.
And last one from me. You're starting this group with two very challenging games. Is that a good thing for the team that you're starting against these, or would you rather have a nice gentle build up to these two big fixtures?
No, I think these are two perfect fixtures for us. These are the kind of nations that we want to be beating. We have to be beating if we want to win the major trophies. So, we're going to have to play them in the next 12, 13 months, whether it's in the qualifiers or in the tournament. So, these two great games, and no better way for us to start the campaign.
Thanks, Matt. We'll finish the live section with James Robson there.
Hi there. Just wanted to ask about Toney. He's in the squad. What have you made of his season? And I just wonder what he's like to come up against as a player.
Yeah, of course, he's having a brilliant season, playing very well for Brentford, scoring a lot of goals. And yeah, someone to come up against as a player. He's obviously a handful. He's a very physical player, but technically very good as well. And in front of goal, he's potent. He scores a lot of goals. A great penalty taker, and we're very lucky that he's here with us.
And it's a bit of a thankless task, of course, being the backup to Harry Kane. Do you think having someone in such goal-scoring form can improve Kane, if he can even be improved?
Yeah, for sure. It goes back again to the competition in the squad. When you've got someone like Ivan who is also scoring a lot of goals, it gives Harry that push to keep going, and knowing that Ivan is hungry to play for England and hungry to, when he gets his opportunity, to make a mark, and that's his job to do that, and Harry's job to keep doing what we all know he does.